evening to all of you who have taken your time and attended this session. It gives me immense pleasure to open this session amid such brilliant minds. And before taking much time further, I would like to give you all a quick introduction of what Projectathon is. Just allow me to share my screen for a moment. Okay. All right. There is some problem that I'm facing, so I'll just take you through it and maybe share the details in the end, whichever is required on the chat box. So firstly, as you all know, that the topic for today's session is why Projectathon is a game changer for faculty and tech and management education institutes. So I assume all of you, most of you have received our emails, our communication via call and other mediums. So you have a little bit of idea of what Projectathon is. It is a revolutionary program through which we are aiming for college students and faculty to leverage their college project work in such a way that they achieve success, and it drives activity in the pre-incubation space of all the education institutes, and then they get a potential chance to showcase all of this activity to industry. Okay, so this is what Projectathon is. It is powered by Innovation Hub, which is a Rein Labs initiative. Now I'll let you know what Rein Labs and Innovation Hub is. Rein Labs, as you all know, we have been at the forefront of partnering education institutes, specifically engineering and management institutes, in running their IIC programs, okay, over the past few years. We generally conduct co-curricular programs in these colleges, which trains students on research skills, entrepreneurship skills, and product development skills. Our reach to date has been around more than 500 plus institutions across India, mentoring 10,000 plus students, and to guiding 200 plus college projects, etc. Our lectures online also have received a pretty good response in these past few months, especially during COVID, where we were conducting a lot of programs online. So like I said, all of this is powered by our platform called Innovation Hub. Innovation Hub is a platform where students, faculty, experts, corporates, investors, education institutes, all of them can come together, connect, showcase, interact, collaborate to produce the next generation research, product development, and startups for India. All of this is conceived by all of these programs are guided and conceived by top academicians and industry veterans. You may see them on the screen in some time, and many of them have joined today's session as well. So
Purti, you can share the screen. I think the multiple screen sharing was not on. It has been put on.
Yeah. I'll just do that. Is my screen visible now? Yeah. So like I said, I just took you through what Projectathon is, what we do at Rein Labs, and what kind of response we have received in the past few years. I was talking about Innovation Hub, which is a platform where students, faculty, experts, corporates all connect, interact, and collaborate, so that in an attempt to produce the next generation research, product development, and startups from India. All of these projects, we get a lot of support from top academicians and industry veterans who have been in this industry and in this field for over 15, 20, 30 plus years. They are in our network of education and placement partners. We are also acknowledged contributors in the following that you see on the screen. Okay, this is, like I was saying, our think tank, and it's growing day over day. And in these past few weeks, many more names have been added to the same, which will be soon visible on our website once you visit that. I also, for all clarification and questions, all these links and details will be put up in the chat box throughout this meet. Now, for reasons of admin purposes, we have kept chat box off for now. Okay, and also we have centrally muted everyone. In the last part, 15 to 20 minutes of the program, we'll allow everyone to ask their questions either via unmuting or in the chat box. So you may have your questions ready by then. I would now like Saurabh sir to take over from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Purti, and a warm welcome to everyone. And thank you so much for sparing the time for this session. I think in true spirit that we've always received, I think a lot of blessings and a lot of support from the education industry across all the programs we've been running. Today is another edition. We start a new year with a new program, which has now evolved as we have kind of come up with more programs to support education institutions. And I think most of you would have gone through certain videos and certain details. My attempt today will be to actually have two parts to the overall program. We'll probably take about next 15-20 minutes to explain what's it that's happening in Projectathon and how it will impact us. And we will take you through some snapshots of the overall platform so that you get a sense of how things are. This video is being recorded and will be put up on YouTube, so you can definitely reference it later and share the link with your colleagues, especially faculty. Would really request you to go ahead and share it with your faculty, because if there is one of the key beneficiaries in this process, it is them. We then will be opening it up for questions. So the last 15-20 minutes will be for questions. There are quite a few questions that have come to us over the last couple of weeks that we've opened the program. Some of these have been put up as FAQs on our website, and some of them are going to be read out today, and I'll kind of start answering them one by one. And your questions are always welcome on the platform. So let me just go ahead and quickly start off with the session today. And I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, it is.
Fine. So folks, welcome to this introduction on Projectathon. Just as a background, I think we've been kind of working in this space since 2014 for good reasons. We've kind of been partners with Smart India Hackathon, IIC, with Yukti. We've been called in for a number of programs of theirs to judge them, as also recommend certain things to them. Likewise, in MSINS, some other groups and incubators with whom we've been partners. And over the last couple of years that we've been working, especially during the COVID times, pre-COVID, we were going college to college lecturing and creating co-curricular programs with a number of colleges. I think COVID kind of also helped in some sense, and we could increase our reach by doing the IIC lectures through a program called SEED. Pretty much the same time, in 2021, we had launched SEED, and SEED was a program for startup success and entrepreneurship development. The entire IIC mandate was being conducted online by us, and the response was across the country. And we're really happy that we could actually get a lot more leeway, especially in places which really had a connectivity challenge, places like Jammu and Kashmir, places like Northeast, even a couple of colleges in Andaman and Nicobar, and including Chhattisgarh, Gadchiroli, and areas like that, where it just kind of promised back to us that students and faculty were really interested in moving in this journey ahead. After this, we've gone ahead and launched a couple of other programs. I think we are now independently opening up. We already have these 4 programs running every weekend. They are idea clinics with certain colleges. We've been running ideathons. We've also been going ahead and doing BMC workshops. And all of this data is something which is available on our website. Colleges reach out to us for either of these workshops. And I think we've had a reasonable amount of our calendar full through all our experts doing these workshops. We would encourage more participation and encourage you guys to reach out to us, and we can probably help you, run similar programs in a customized way in your colleges as well. Coming to Projectathon, and like we've called it, it is India's first and largest industry-focused project development program and an intercollegiate competition. So what's it that has led to this? And I'll kind of come back to a few genesis of this. So as we worked with colleges, we realized that the heads of institutions are facing a typical set of problems, which are especially there in the tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 colleges, be it engineering, management, pharma, architecture, or diploma. And the 2 deliverables that they really have, one of them is that what do we do so that there are better opportunity for students, be it their jobs, be it their postgrad, be it their startups. And second, what is it that we can do so that our college faculty get better opportunities, maybe by way of filing papers or probably even getting industry consulting projects. What we do realize, and in our discussions with most of the senior folks, we realize that there is one gap, and that gap is a broken connection. This broken connection lies between whatever is happening inside college with that of industry. Neither are the project work that is being done happening on relevant subjects, neither is there any relevant training in a structured program which is coming from industry to help them be industry ready. Same is the case with projects and faculty. Project work done by faculty. Faculty does a lot of research work. They are doing almost about 5 to 6 projects every year with their students, but there isn't anything that is showcasing that work to industry. On the other hand, when we go to industry, what we realize is that industry even today conducts an aptitude test. They do not fully rely on the marks that we have in engineering or in management or in diploma. And they actually go ahead and have certain ways of finding, and they don't have access to more than 5 to 10 colleges. So if they have an HR person, he or she is used to reaching 4 or 5 colleges, they are not able to increase their network and reach out to talent available across the country. Interestingly, talent is across the country, available in many places, but there's no single place where this can be showcased so that all the constituents can connect. Likewise, when we look for faculty, I think the problem that we land up facing is that, yes, faculty has this challenge of wanting more research papers and consulting projects to come up. Typically, faculty in most colleges, extremely talented, extremely good, because they have most of them have done their PhDs or are pursuing the same. They do file some research papers, but that effort is not realizing in monetization. The monetization that is required by industry coming in and actively giving opportunities to faculty is not happening. If the same thing is compared with higher education, top tier education institutes of India, or even education outside, we'll realize that almost about 50 to 75% of the compensation a professor makes actually comes from consulting projects from industry. And there is enough of problems in the industry, but it's just that the two are not connecting and talking to each other. Neither is there a place where a very fair showcase of the two happens. It's a tedious job for some industry to go and find where does the talent pool lie. It's a very stark reality. Maybe the numbers on the PhD side may be wrong, but almost about 80 lakh MSMEs exist in this country. Even if we go ahead and remove the micro industries, okay, and we just took the middle and small size industries, you're almost talking about 5 to 7 lakh companies. And there are about 60 to 80,000, I don't know how many more PhDs which are there. This number may not be as correct, but the ratio is very, very interesting. Every single senior professor can actually go ahead and get some or the other consulting project in his or her domain. And all of these companies as MSMEs want to do next level R&D so that they are prepared for the future. But the problem is that they don't get access to these professors. They do not land up getting any way to connect with these professors. What they may find is some age-old resume of these professors, and then there's no way to really connect. And this creates a huge opportunity where there is a great divide. There is opportunity, but there isn't any supply. If you look at students, I think while we are trying to really train them, we are trying to give them opportunities in startups. All of us understand and know that startups needs an emotional intelligence of a different level. Our kids in the Indian ecosystem, हम बहुत बाल गोपाल की तरह पालते हैं. We really take care of our children for a very long time. Their first college, their first job, parents are very involved. And for the last 40, 50 years, what we are realizing, and we know that there is a propensity to go for security. And we feel that getting a stable job in some government sector or a continued paying pensionable sector is the best way to start. There's nothing wrong with the same. But we've come to times where we know that our pensionable jobs are reducing, and we are only going to have job stability, which is notional. Today, you are seeing the biggest companies are laying off people. Okay, every 5 years, the big companies lay off people, and then there is no security left for them. So job security is in some sense just notional. Beyond the level, it is not becoming permanent. And that's why it is necessary that capability gets developed in all of us to be able to do some or the other consulting or startup projects or some sort of businesses and build some capability. And unfortunately, whereas we are talking about a lot of startups, the startups are possible in an age group which is emotionally mature. It gets very difficult to do it when the kids are in their college. This pre-incubation space is the space where there's nothing available for students to do more and pull up. All that they can see is there are big startups, big things happening, but they aren't really ready. And that's one reason why we thought that we should probably look at trying to pick up something in the industry which these students do by compulsion, where they actually spend time, and try to see if there's something that can be done around it to leverage and make them ready for their jobs, ready for their post-grad, and ready for the startup. And that's what we realized, that the college project work that these students are doing could actually be one which is of importance. When we went deeper, we realized the following, and I think this is a stat that will surprise some of us. Every single year, our graduates and undergraduates are spending approximately 40 hours in trying to do some or the other research, prototype, or business idea work. This gets filed as a mini project, gets filed as a major project. However, 26 crore man hours get lost in graduate and undergraduate studies. And this research work or this project work actually is not really producing much. Reasons? There's no relevance, there's no incentive, no direction. In fact, as all of you will know, in certain places, it has gone to a point where we are also, students seem to be just copy pasting projects of the past or even buying them and just kind of finishing an assignment. Now, we all understand that there is a curriculum in which there are marks, but the marks are just the same everywhere. Most colleges have got students which are more or less operating in the range of 58 to maybe 72%. Most people are above 60%. In certain colleges where things are even worse, the marks are being increased or they're being lenient. And therefore, marks is no more a way in which the industry is able to validate whether the students are actually of good quality. This is one reason why colleges, industry is going and conducting aptitude tests, just to reconfirm. And marks are just one way of trying to adjudicate whether a student is good enough or not. What we thought was, what can be done if we talk to industry and do something so that this ecosystem can probably get a little more industry ready. And that's where we realized that there were about 4 gaps that we were seeing. Gap number 1 was, there is no platform that connects our student, our faculty, our education institute, and our corporates and VCs together. So the first thing that we did was, we thought, why don't we build a digital platform, pretty much like any other social media platform, and try to give everybody a place where they can showcase their profile, put up details about what they are doing, and make it searchable with some activity on top of it so that these constituents can start connecting with each other. That's where we began the concept of InnovationHub about 2 years back. And today, I'm glad to announce that it is a ready platform, which you will see today. And this will be a platform on which some of these programs have been running over the last year, but you will see active running program of PROJECTATHON on this. The second problem that we found was that while this project is something that can be really used to create a difference, there are a few things that are not available to the project. One, the relevant problem statements are not there, which will matter to industry. A project typically will affect your job prospects because every time industry comes and interviews students, they only ask this question: what was the project that you did and what was your role in the project? Because that's the only credible piece through which they can find out whether the student has really applied himself or not. Now, what we found was that most students were just doing some copy-pasted projects and were doing projects which are of baseline quality. The same effort, if under the guidance of the faculty, could happen on something more contemporary, not very deep, but more contemporary, more futuristic, things could improve. So there was a dearth of problem statements. So the last 2 years we've spent in trying to find problem statements, about 150 to 200 problem statements across 20 plus sectors: defense, energy, telecom, entertainment, media, banking, finance, and try to see if these projects of these things can be gone ahead and given to our students so that they can go ahead and actually do good quality project work. Just a moment. The second thing that we thought was that all of them would require some amount of training and hand-holding, which could happen through certain modules and help these children actually get some basics right maybe around things like product design, how to go about generating funds for a startup if they have a startup idea, how to go about doing product development, how to even find the opportunity of where research and prototype projects can be done. And we built out a library and are continuing to build out a library with experts of many videos, which will help these children understand certain basics. The third one was that there was a necessity to go ahead and present these children in a way to industry, which the industry could use, not by way of just resumes, but by way of qualified resumes. And this is how the whole concept of Projectathon has now come across. What we are trying to do through a Projectathon are 4 key features. The first one is every single student can now come on a platform of InnovationHub. Every faculty and every institute and every corporate can come on a platform of InnovationHub and register himself or herself for free. What is registration? You register yourself, go ahead and create a profile of your own. So this is our step 1 towards taking you ahead and making you visible to each other. Projectathon, as I told you, is a program happening on InnovationHub. Projectathon will have the following features. Feature number 1 will be, we will allow you to go as a student to create a project across 3 tracks. You could pick any one or you could pick multiple. You could make a research project. You could file a redesign prototype project. You could file a startup idea project. Depending on the type of project you have given, we will give you certain structured templates in which you can report the data. There will be videos which you will create and submit. And all of this data will be then collected on a central platform as documentation to support what you have created. Second, these students will be given an opportunity to actually look at about 150 to 200 plus ever-growing set of ideas which are focused and investable for the future. Again, they'll be across sectors, like I mentioned. They've all been research well over the last 2 years, and a continued research continues to happen. And many more ideas are being contributed also by industry as we speak, and we are adding those over into the platform. Third, we've added right now some 10 to 12 training programs, which will be followed by a small examination for you to get certified. Certification is just to validate whether you've understood the concepts well. And these training programs are around the subjects that I told you. They could be, if it's a startup, it could be around business model canvas. If it is about raising funds, you could probably have something on that. It could be about design. It could be about how to present your research. It could be about basic communication skills, how to make a presentation. It could be about how to go ahead and document your project work. And all of this is going to be, again, followed by a small exam and certificate. I think the third and the biggest thing that is the cornerstone of this program, maybe I should have highlighted that better, is, like I said, how do we present this to industry, or how do we make ourselves presentable? Now, one of the things that is missing in this entire process of project work is validation from independent experts. And that's why we've gone ahead and created a panel of experts who will now look at every single submission of yours, give you feedback on the same, and then go ahead and recommend what changes you can make to make your research or prototype or your startup idea better. This will all happen through email and on this platform through communication. And once you've gone ahead and submitted your final project work, you will be given out a review in which we will point out what's good, what can be improved. We will point out and give you TRL or IRL ratings. If it's a startup, it is investment readiness level ratings. If it is a project of research or prototype, it will be technology readiness ratings. As also, you will be awarded some star ratings on your team's effort and your individual's effort. The result will be that you will now have on Projectathon and on InnovationHub a profile where there is a qualification of what is the type and the quality of work you have done. So a student might have 4 projects of 4 stars each. He might have 5 projects, 5 prototypes, which probably have TRL ratings average of 6. He might have 2 startup ideas with an IRL rating of 3. Now, this qualification from an independent agency makes it much more easy for industry to go and find those students when they need to move ahead with them. They could recognize them, reward them, or the opportunities are endless. Second, the entire thing has the facility for faculty to get involved, which means when a project is created by a student or a student team, they will invite their college guide. For the college guide, these programs are free. He comes inside, creates his own profile, and can go ahead and participate while the project has been worked on. The star rating of that project, the TRL ratings of the project will automatically reflect on the college guides or the professor's profile. And thereby now, imagine over 4 to 5 years, it will be very easy for a professor to go out and say, hey, I have been a co-author or I have guided 20-25 projects, 3 in IoT, 4 in renewable energy, 5 in defense. And in each of them, my average TRL is in the range of about 4. My star ratings are about 3. And this is the work that I'm continuing to do every year, besides the basic PhD work that I may have. Now, this gives very potent capability for industry to go and find what's it that, or who to reach out to from a faculty point of view. This Projectathon entries will get judged in a competition. So they get an entry to a competition, and we could further reward and recognize based on what industry thinks about them. There is another option of an internship. It's limited to certain colleges. We will discuss about that later. But eventually, what you will end up getting is this platform through which the following things can happen. What you will really get to see will be a certificate in which a student will probably end up getting his TRL ratings and could see his individual performance and his team performance. When you do your small training programs, there may be another couple of certificates that may be there that can be again given out. Anything that just validates what these students have. Now, what you're seeing here is basically all the snapshots of the product. We will also open that up. I think Bhavna would be getting her screens ready. We will show you about 7 to 8 snapshots of the various things that are there. The very first one is the registration page. Like I said, for faculty, for corporates, for education institutes and students. Registering and creating a profile on InnovationHub is free. You should come, and we would really recommend that start and take the first step by putting up your profile. Projectathon as a program will be completely free for students, or for faculty, and for education institutes and corporates. For students, we've kept a fee of $799 for this season. This season has started a little late. It will end sometime mid-May. It has started in Jan. But typically in the next year, it will probably start much earlier, sometime in August, and last all the way till May. So basically, through the journey of the student, we can go ahead and help him out with new types of training, new types of ideas, new types of feedback, and so on. You can register here as a student, as a faculty, or as an institute representative. Here is a place where you can actually go ahead and create your profile. It's a very, very usual type of a social media place. You will have a left panel where there are certain details about your project work, about your internships, about your things that you are doing will be there. There is a place where students can come in and actually add their projects. And for every single project, they can go ahead and add many milestones. Now, once they've gone ahead and added milestones, they can report their work or their documentation against the milestone. And then they can make submissions and upload all their documentation here, as you can see. And these submissions can happen. So there is in round 1, when you submit, there's an introduction video of your team members. In round 1, again, there's an introduction presentation of what you have built. You can go ahead and do a demo if you've built a prototype. You can go ahead and put a detailed project report. Likewise, going forward, after you have got feedback and you have corrected things, you can go ahead and put the final versions out. And thereby, this becomes a good repository where this project work can be viewed by judges. As you saw on the left panel, there are things like your ideas, your training programs, your internships, various other things about your profile. And pretty much like this, there are also the profiles of the teachers and faculty and that of the education institution. There's a place where you can actually go ahead and write questions and get the whole group to answer them for you. There's also a place where you can go ahead and have judges come in and do a Q&A with you, and you can answer the same. I think I'll park things here and probably just give you a detour into the platform. So I'll stop sharing, and maybe Bhavna, if you can quickly just put up, maybe just starting with the registration page, and then probably showing the profile page to everybody. That will be helpful. Okay, now what we're seeing here is the profile, I think, of a student. As you can see here on the left panel, There are his projects. There are some projects which the student can actually join as a leader or a co-leader in a project. So wherever he is the leader, the project is shown like my incubated project. It is a project which he or she is leading. Then there are some details around internships. There is this whole idea bank on the left panel, training programs, honors awards. So this is a complete profile which a student requires. On the right side, you are seeing all the details that this person can go ahead and put. And there are several details out over here which you can fill up. Like I said, the world today is one where more information you're putting up, more you have a chance to be discovered. And therefore, we are asking students to put a pretty contemporary profile with all the stuff that they're doing so that their ability to get selected and get visible increases. Maybe we can go to another profile, any other profile that we want to show, Bhavna. Okay, this is the usual login space. Once you've registered yourself, you can go ahead and log in here and can get access to details. Yeah. Again, some details about the students. Can we show some place where we can have addition of projects with the milestones? If there's a different part that you want to demo, you can do that in the interest of time. Yes, so this is the place where the student can go and create his project. He can go and add a domain. So you can select among the 20 plus domains that exist. It could be defense, it could be telecom, anything. You can select the type of project that you want. There are 3 types of projects, like I said. One of the projects is a research project where you just go and work on a concept. Second one is a prototype project where you find a problem in a system and you try to redesign and recommend something. You can name your project, you can give a start date, end date, describe the project, and so on. Then inside the project, you can do a bunch of things. Can we just go into one of the projects? Yeah. As you're seeing here, there's a 0 here because it's not been rated as yet. Here is all the milestones. So this entire program has got some milestones: when we will register, when we will finish round 1, when we will have submissions. Against every single milestone, you can have certain submissions. The students and their teams can define their own milestones and they can go ahead and submit documents against this. Here is a place where you can add members. So you can go ahead, add a member. Like you see Prashant out here in this login has a project lead. He has a co-lead in the name of Aniket. He can also go ahead and invite his lecturer and his faculty to be part of the thing of the program. And here probably Dr. Viraj is probably there as the faculty in charge here. So the faculty also, if they are on the platform, they can be invited. What you're also seeing here is that there is a judge assigned from our side who will be looking at what is happening. And then there is this documents that you see at the bottom, which can all be uploaded. There are different documents required at different stages. So if you select 1 or 2 stages, yeah, you can go ahead and submit. Mind you, this documentation is pretty much how industry would like to see your data. There are going to be certain, and this will in some sense make them also understand how to go about making a project report, various types of elements of data that we have recommended that is. If you go a little lower, you can go ahead and see here that there are certain questions that you can ask. Every time you have got some queries, you can open these questions up to the public, and those public can go ahead and answer those questions. The record of the same is kept. Now, the judge can go ahead and put up, once all the submissions have been made, the faculty can go and give a score. And at the same time, the judges can also go and give a score. So we'll just try and see, yeah, okay, here is a case where some scores are there. We can go and see one of the projects and look at what is happening here. Maybe there's a set of questions and answers that have been put up by the judge. And against those questions and answers, the team has responded. Yeah, so there is, I think Dr. Ritu has probably asked a question, I'm assuming so, and given some feedback, and Prashant has probably also put up some point. I think there is this technology readiness rating that has been put up here. And if we can go more like a judge, Bhavna, is there a way we can demo how I can go and score as a judge or as a teacher? Yeah. Can we put up a place where as a teacher or a judge, how we can score children? So we are seeing out here that this one of these projects, and we enter, and what we see is my evaluated projects. These are projects which teachers or faculty or judges assigned from our side can go ahead and evaluate. They go inside the project, click, and then they can give certain ratings to the student. So what you see here is they can go ahead and rate, and at the same time, they can also go ahead and give some star ratings. What you see over here is a sample of a place where you can go ahead and put some numbers and you can leave some comments on this. Okay. Fine, I think this is at the same time, in this entire platform, what you can get to see is you will see that there is a place where you can see ideas. There's a whole idea bank. Probably click on that. And here are all the sectors that we're talking about: agri, automotive, BFSI, defense, energy. Probably you can go into any one of them. And maybe we can see some. Okay, here there are 5 ideas in the agriculture sector. Let's look at one. Okay, there's an idea around precision farming. And we've tried to create 1 to 2 minute videos explaining the
bring in precision
domain.
It's huge automation into farming. As you can notice, with the availability of internet, with the availability of smarter devices, with the availability of devices like drones,
can we look at some other
certain small sized robots?
Take maybe another sector. This is in defense, and we probably have no, I think we can probably keep off of this. Do we have anything on the do we have anything on another domain here within defense? Any other subject? Yeah. So like quicker threat detection, a huge issue. We are in a time where
another one.
If
we look at how there is detection that is happening
very well
outside,
that there is
probably happening by way of certain audio technologies like sonar. You're also seeing
been using
some
things
big
like
data
sonar for the
models
longest
around
possible
data.
time. But there
I
are
think the opportunity area for us is being
kind
to
of
look at
identified
certain
these
alternatives
and then ask them to do a research or a prototype or a startup type of an idea. And there are more to this in every single area. So this is the ideas bank. It's an ever evolving one. Very specific things are giving out in each of them. There's something like private networks. We cannot cooperate with the regular operating systems in defense. We need defense specific operating systems. There's a huge opportunity to create baseline drivers and baseline operating system in this arena. Nano weapons, small size weapons. I think being able to create parts of the nano weapon, not the whole weapon, there's a huge opportunity there. So I think we've got many things put down here. Every arena we've gone and done a threadbare analysis and also pointed out based on what industries told us. Likewise, if you look at training programs, here in training programs, there are again lecture sessions which are there. All of these lecture sessions might just take a minute to load, are again an hour and a half type of lecture sessions. Each of these sessions have got a connected certification with them. So, you can probably click and actually generate a questionnaire. And maybe, can you just open up one of the certificates? Yeah. So here is, where you can go ahead and answer some of the questions after upload your responses. And I think that's what helps you then, help us evaluate and judge. Let's come to the last leg, which is more around how will education institutions and admins get to see details. So, I mean, if you can put up something around where do the evaluated project details come, that would be very helpful. So maybe you can go into competitions and see the results. Yeah. So typically here, you will see that there are certain responses given by students. So when we are judging or we are kind of looking at it from the college side, we can see details of all the projects of our students, what they are doing with all their ratings and details, as also have a record of all these numbers. So maybe we can click into one of them and just see some videos of our children, what they have put up here. Would you have to go through the admin login or something? Just check.
पोस्टच तशी आहे ना तुम्हाला हो ना एवढं खिलची याच्या खिलच्यानी पाळणार तर कायच्या पाळणार.
So here you are seeing some submissions that have been made by some of the students, and you can probably just get to see what type of submissions there are. Here are some answers that they give to the questions. And the good part is that we are going to, given now technology is so easily available to children, they create their own videos. We are going to be using a lot of video submissions from students so that we can just look at what they have worked on. Here may be an example of the same. I think a submission in terms of PPT and a submission in terms of video. Can we put one up quickly? So I think here's a student, she's built this project and then she's kind of recorded her own video and it's kind of, she's from one of our familiar colleges. And then there are details around the same. So this will help us being able to use this digital platform better and then do judgment. And all this will then be data which is available for our institutions and for the students themselves to showcase how they've done. Makes it much more easier for the demand side to understand how good or bad the students. So folks, I think we can pass this on. We can probably pause this. This is in a nutshell what this entire program is around. As all of you would understand, the digital platform that we are involving here is the one which is giving us this ability to make things happen. There are a few advantages which are very, very innate to this program. The first advantage is to the students. They can now qualify what they are doing in a much better manner. It helps them in their jobs. It helps them in their MS applications. It helps them in a startup idea and profiling themselves much better. For faculty, the advantage is that yes, you are actually you're able to profile yourself very well. Bhavna, can you stop sharing, please? It just helps you share your overall work and your continued work to everybody in a better manner. For the Education Institute, there is a very key driver here. In all the institutes that we've talked to, the feedback that we get from the principals is straightforward. They say, now you are giving us a way to get a third-party rating on the project work we are doing. Plus, we are also getting ideas from industry. It immediately elevates our overall ability to get better scores for NAC and for NBA, as also file better for ARIA and for NIS and various other rating agencies, because it is showing there is a connection with industry. It is showing the relevant subjects. It is showing the quality of research. And it is best part is it is validated from third party. It is not a Gharguti thing happening inside our college. So it helps us qualify the fact that we are doing something. And that's one reason why we think it's a great game changer as far as the colleges are concerned and faculty is concerned. The showcase of faculty capability and continued development to industry, and the fact that you will have education institutes getting an opportunity to prove what is it that their students are capable of. Obviously, there's an advantage for students. Next year, we do intend to go ahead and get many more corporates onto the picture. And we are hoping that as they start joining in, a parallel effort is going on. They will be in a position to go ahead and evaluate this and create more value for all of us put together. But the first step, like I said, is that of going ahead and having us on the plan. Just to conclude things, we are trying to help in certain cases with institutions. We are trying to go ahead and have an internship, which we are opening up only to a few colleges. What we're looking for is basically institutions where the management and the principals can go ahead and say that, hey, we are very keen on moving ahead with this one. And if we can just get to know something like that, I think we will be going ahead and trying to open an internship there for about 6 to 12 students. If the principal can go ahead and nominate an in charge and can go ahead and nominate a few students, we will be running an 8-week internship for students, where we will be running them through about 4 key skills of entrepreneurship development. First one being selling, second one being influencing and marketing, third one being event organizing, and fourth being planning. And the intent is that we will make the students work for Projectathon in trying to promote it better within campus and go to industry around and actually get more MSMEs to register on the platform. The advantage is dual. When this internship is taken up by these students on behalf of the college and through us, we are able to generate many more MSMEs interested in these projects, and they can now view what you are doing in your college. So today, there is no effort other than the TPO's effort to go and get industry to come in. This effort through this internship will allow industry to come in because they are being invited, and then they can actually view what the college students are doing, thereby building a connectivity. So this is the second driver in this program. The first one being Projectathon, and the second one being a very selected internship in certain colleges where the principals are going ahead and giving a go-ahead that, yes, we will like to endorse the program. I think that ends the overall presentation from our side. If you all can go ahead and put up your questions over chat, I think that will be great. And we can also open up the speaker for everybody. We'd love to take up any questions that all of us might have. Okay, so while we keep getting these questions over chat, I'll just kind of cover the questions that we have already got. I think one of the first questions is, what's the difference between InnovationHub and Projectathon? The answer is, InnovationHub is a platform on which you will create your profile. We are slowly getting teachers, students, institutions, and corporates to come in and create their profiles. This becomes the place where you have a repository of your information. Projectathon is a program on InnovationHub, which basically focuses on driving this program of doing your projects and getting guidance, getting third-party validation, and contestifying it. There will be several programs that can be run in future on this. Now the question is, can InnovationHub be used by us in our college for our own programs? The answer is yes. Yes, in future, we are looking at ways, we will evaluate this, but InnovationHub can be opened up for your own programs from within your colleges. So you can run your own contests, you can run your own seminars, you can go ahead and run all the details that your own assignments through the InnovationHub platform itself. Today, the program that we are talking about is Projectathon.
Saurabh ji, namaste.
Yes, sir, namaste. Bataiye.
Have you decided the institutional fee?
Yeah, so from a commercials point of view, we are not going to have any institutional fee. We are not having any faculty-based fees. The fees is only for students who are subscribing to Projectathon as a program, and that is 799 rupees for this season. Everyone can come and access InnovationHub and create their profiles for free. When the student decides to go ahead and have his projects evaluated, get access to ideas database, get access to training programs, and participate in this competition, that's the course for which there is a fee. So one question from Dr. Prerna is this fees only one time? Yes, one time for this season. Next season, we will go ahead and go into more colleges and we will try to look at how we can even it out. But the season will then start maybe sometime August, when students start preparing for their projects. Another connected question that we had was, if our students have already gone ahead and selected their project ideas, if they don't choose to pick an idea from your database, is that okay? Yes, absolutely okay. All that we are looking for is giving them ideas. If they have their own project topics they have taken, there's no problem at all. If they have subscribed to the program, we will make sure that those projects are given feedback on. And the idea is to give them more ideas so that in future they can work on more of these subjects and do better. One question is, can we do more than one project and file our past projects? Yes, the answer is yes. You can go ahead and file your past projects as well under this paid program for students, and you can go ahead and get that evaluated. Any type of project, be it a research project, a prototype project, or a startup project, can be done.
So Dr. Prerna has asked about it being, she has congratulated us on being a great initiative, and she has asked whether the registration fees that the students need to pay are only once or every year.
Yeah, like I said, it is for this season. It will be every year. So depending on how the program proceeds, every single year they will be having a sort of a fee associated. But Innovation Hub as a platform will be free. So please just keep this in mind. Your profile creation and your visibility on the network is completely free. Projectathon as a program has an associated fee because we are judging it, spending time on coaching you and doing a few things. Okay, one question that we have here is, what if we only want to have an internship in our okay. So no, at the moment, what we are looking for is that we will see the internship is designed to actually help you fulfill your ecosystem. If your institution, see, there's nothing for your institution to lose in just asking your students to go ahead and be part of Projectathon. The internship actually helps showcase your project work to the industry outside. So one of the goals which we do in the internship is teach some students how to go to the market and get MSMEs to register for free. Now, when a student from, let's say, an XYZ college goes to the MIDC area around or picks up some micro and small industries to come in and register, it's but natural that they will look at the profile of the students and the faculty there. And then it is much more easier to showcase. So I think it solves a lot of the problem of the TPO to go after those industries which are generally untapped. See, everyone is trying to go after the Tatas, the Mahindras, the Reliances of the world, but there is only a limit that these big organizations can absorb you. But the real opportunity in this country, as all of us know, is in the MSME. The days of the large corporations are becoming limited. It is the new MSMEs which are doing the new age thing, and the large corporates then absorb them. So these MSMEs, these startups, some of these companies do very, very good type of work. And these companies have opportunities. So what we are doing through the internship is encouraging these students and coaching them on how they can go and get the registration of these MSMEs. Just imagine many MSMEs coming on board. What happens when they look at your profile and your work? And we are just hoping that starts to happen. Yeah, can students use the same projects for other competitions? Absolutely, why not? It is the work which the student and faculty have done. They should definitely use it in other places. We'll be more than happy to do that. And we'll be happy when you actually get certificates from other platforms and put it on Innovation Hub. Because Innovation Hub is your profile. It is your profile focused on your research project and your startup work so that industry can see it. So definitely you can go ahead and do that. Another allied question is, will these ratings get reviewed and be shown in our college submissions in AICT? So it's your choice. You may want to show it or you may not want to show it. Suppose someone gets a bad rating and they don't want to show it out, that's absolutely okay. But in our limited understanding, if there's a third party who's validating what you have done and you put it up, it will actually help you. It will only add value to what you are presenting. But there's no compulsion there. You can even adapt your paper and you can put it over here. It's completely your call. This is your independent existence on the cyberspace. It has nothing to do with what you are submitting as a part of your curriculum to your university.
So Professor Sarita has asked, will my access to the platform end with subscription?
No, so access to Innovation Hub will remain. And the access to Projectathon is a program that has a seasonal thing. It is every year. So every time things end, that Projectathon access ends. But what you tend to lose is nothing. The only thing that you will not have access to is the idea database and the training programs. All your certificates that you have got, all the ratings that you have got, all of that get reflected on Innovation Hub because you have already participated and you can put it up on Innovation. So in some sense, your profile and its continued growth will remain on Innovation. Yeah, one question can be, how long will Innovation Hub remain? Well, we'll hope it is for a very long time, so long as we can sustain. But there are, like all platforms, like LinkedIn, Facebook, and everyone, there are going to be very simple downloadable capabilities so that you can store all your data for yourself and you can always be an owner of this. One question is, students are a little hesitant to share their ideas and put it up. So is there any IP protection or, okay. So it's a tricky question. See, I think the world has moved now from, at least I can tell from the corporate sector. In corporate sector, we are not having the privilege or time to go ahead and file for patents and publish in research journals because most of the people or the discoveries which happen, they happen in the process. And we are not able to go ahead and finish that documentation. So there are a number of platforms where, because we've done preliminary work, we are being encouraged to go and publish it outside. LinkedIn is a great example of the same. There are places where you can do your own work and just publish it on LinkedIn. The philosophy is kind of undergone a complete change. It is no more about keeping the idea to yourself and then filing and getting value out of it. It's the other way around today. Today, it has got to a point, whatever you have done, put it up and hold and say, or raise your hand for what you have created. So the idea is to go and first put down as fast as possible whatever you have built, so that you become a stakeholder to the claim of what is coming out in the future. So I think we should look at it with this lens going forward, that if there is a nice thing that a student came up with, or there is a nice idea that you have come up with, there is more value in actually putting it up on the internet, because you are now claiming that it is me who did it on this and this date. And then there's anybody who takes it will probably have to go ahead and qualify the reference that of the work you have done. So very contrary to the past, today the way ideas, design, research is being looked at, people are in industry are moving towards filing it as soon as possible rather than trying to hold it, because in that time somebody else could also get the same idea and work on the same. So I think we'll also be tutoring students that what is the value in actually standing up and saying, hey, I got this idea, and do it fast, because that way they stake their claim to the whole. So even if it's a basic presentation someone made, even if it is, you've seen slideshow, you've seen SlideShare, you've seen Quora, all of these are forums where people are putting up whatever they are building. It is secondary research, but they're putting up so that they can stake their claims to this. And there are references to it also. So I think let's not worry about this at all. It's good if information comes out as we move to an open platform.
So Professor Sushil has also asked on chat, how many project work entries can students make for these programs?
Yeah, so once they have subscribed to the program, students can make unlimited entries. We want to encourage them to go ahead and put up all of their projects. In fact, even professors on InnovationHub can go ahead and put up all of their past projects. Whatever your students had done before, put them up, because you are a proud guide of the same. So your profile starts to enrich, and therefore, I think it becomes more visible under many subjects. Students can do multiple projects, and they can go ahead, so long as the season is on, they can go ahead and put up multiple projects out. Okay. What are the expectations from us as faculty? I think we have just two basic things. Please encourage your co-faculty and yourselves to put up your profiles on InnovationHub. You will automatically become participative in PROJECTATHON. Encourage your students to go ahead and take the value of getting their projects validated from industry. I think this is the cornerstone of this program. If they get their basic work also validated from industry, it adds to their overall MS application, their startup work, as also to their job chances. Secondly, I would request that in whatever way you can influence the stakeholders in your college, your management, your principals, to have a look at the videos we are circulating. They're small 1 minute, 3 minute videos. They will tell the program. All that the institution has to do is appoint one representative and create a profile. They can go ahead and then view the activity that their own students are doing. By the way, any student can come in, and it doesn't need the college to give permission. Students, pretty much like a LinkedIn or Facebook, can come in and put their own profile and start doing work over here. So if 5 students in a college decide we want to be participating in PROJECTATHON, they can very much do it. It doesn't need any endorsement. We've kept it like an open platform. And what we would say is that let colleges also come, make their entity, and view what is happening. If you are interested and you think that there's value for students of yours and for your own ratings, I would encourage that please nominate in charge and nominate some students who can probably do that internship. You can probably reach out to us for that, and we can tell you about the program, how some students can be then coached so that they can go ahead and promote the program. Then you don't have to do much. It then goes into an autopilot of sorts.
Sir, meanwhile, just checking whether you have already answered this question while I put the my number details in the chat box here for anyone to connect for further clarifications later. The question is, can students use the same projects for other competitions? Just checking whether you have already answered.
I answered them. They can definitely use it, and they can also report about it out over here. This becomes a collection of what they are. For that matter, even if you've done some very, very good assignment, we would encourage that put it up, because it's all just going to add to your profile. One thing which we would say as a takeaway, what all can do is, Purti is putting up her number. Would request you that if you are interested, you want to know more, just WhatsApp to Purti a hello. And I think then she can kind of reach out to legitimately and then continue the conversation. Her number is here on the chat as she's putting it up. She will be guiding you through the process. Okay. I think one more cue coming in is, can we organize a one-to-one session with the principal of our college? Yes, absolutely. If you think that is necessary, we can always do a WhatsApp video call. We may not be able to reach you if your geography is very far away, but we can definitely go ahead and do a WhatsApp video call with you, with the principal. Again, explain the program to them. And we are looking at institutions specifically who can go ahead and get us be involved more. Be happy to help. One more question from our FAQs on the website. Do you all conduct independent programs under IIC if we are to reach out to you? Yes, we do. Definitely do. And I think we have these programs like the BMC workshop, Ideathons, Idea Clinics. All of these programs are running independently through our panels. And these experts can come to your college and actually do the program physically as also virtually. Projectathon is an independent program, which is more focused on the college project in trying to make sure that asset becomes more monetizable and more successful. Can we sign an MOU? Yes, absolutely. If you are okay with it, we'll be more than happy to do the same. An MOU can be signed. There is a very basic draft that we have. It's largely a non-committal draft. So we'll be happy to, you can reach out to us. We can do this. Is this backed by the government? Yes. This is a program which is completely being run by a private set of people. This is not in any ways affiliated or backed by the government. We are working in many ways in our own individual capacities with the government. But as you will realize, if anything has to take off, the government can start it. But there has to be private entrepreneurship which has to push it through. So this is a completely private endeavor for the last 5 years. Since 2014, in fact, Rein Labs is working and creating a private push towards this entire arena. We believe that the future lies in private sector, and the private sector will have to push this ahead with the help of industry, because government can only do an X number of things. They cannot go beyond and help you out in everything. So somewhere we will have to go and get started ourselves. I think they have done a great job in bringing the ecosystem to this point, and we are picking up the reins to really move it ahead. So this is a private enterprise. A lot of college professors from IITs, IIMs are involved with this. A number of venture capitalists are involved with this. A number of senior people from education and corporate industry are involved with this. You can see in our profiles, and we are adding more people as we move. If any of you are interested in being part of the same, we'd love to discuss things with you. And yeah, I mean, this is more like an independent push that we are making. Right? A question on the dates. I think our posters have dates given there. These are tentative dates. We may be flexible on some of them. I think we are looking at effectively starting most of the work. It's already got started. We'll have more of these sessions, and we'll kind of push it through the dates that we have put up in the posters. A question that comes to the mind: can we ask students to register? Can we ask professors? So yes, I think you can do a registration right now. Creation of your profile and opening of the program will happen on 26th of January. On Republic Day, we will open up the whole profile and the program, the ideas database, and so on. And we'll keep you informed. My recommendation is just register and get yourself onto the platform as soon as.
Sharing the registration link here itself. So should I go ahead and share this?
Yeah, I think put it up. Please put it up for everyone. Is there any other similar session that will happen? Yes, we are intending to have the same session on the 17th, and we will have this session recorded and put up on YouTube. We will also be having similar sessions going on every day. If you can reach out to some of our folks who are reaching out in the market, we are organizing one-to-one sessions in the evening. And there again, over WhatsApp video, we are chatting with a lot of you and trying to explain the program threadbare. You can always reach out to us for sessions like that. And we can continue the discussion. Seriously recommend that if you can go ahead and transmit this message to your fellow colleagues. The more faculty, the more details, more people are there, this network will flourish. And please do ask your students to go ahead and put it up. It is going to benefit you in a very, very big way. Also, like I said, please do talk to your principal and see if they would like to endorse something like this. Any other questions, Purti, that we are seeing here?
Not at my end, sir.
Right.
We
Our
have
website
answered
details and all
most
are
of
given.
them.
You can see some details of the documentation there. We look forward to your participation. I trust we can call it a day here.
Yes, like sir said, for any one-to-one chat, any one-to-one meeting that needs to be set up, any more clarity that you wish for, I have given 2 numbers. If either of them is not accessible, you can go on and send a WhatsApp message, call, or also I am available on all 3 mediums, as well as my mail IDs that I have shared. Thank you so much.
Okay, so assuming we kind of got most of what we were looking for, I guess can end the session today. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you for the encouragement. We look forward to more participation, and we hope this will help you, in taking the first step towards, making this effort that you make every year more meaningful for your own careers, as also for our students and the full ecosystem as a whole. Thank you so much. We'll end the day here.
Thank you for joining, everyone. Thank you, sir.